abide by our community guidelines. Da, 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 da. I gotta use this stuff while it's here, because nothing lasts forever. And the way the political posturing is going these days, we might lose Meta in New Mexico. I'll adjust. I always do. I did just get these cool Meta glasses, though. I wonder if I could figure out. I bet I could just use a VPN and it'd be all right. So I'm not really too tripping on it. I'm not really too tripping on it. I'm not really too tripping on it. No, 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 no. I'll do all right without the socials. I lived years without the socials, decades without no social media. Although they've been planning, see, because we live in a contrived reality. I see the Matrix. I call it the Marge Strix. It's my version. It's just about manipulating people, getting people to do what isn't in their best interest to satisfy your own desires. It's a big game. I see it now. It took me a long time to see it. I started from a very young age. See, you got the people that live in the bubble, that believe in things like the American dream. I used to live in the bubble, but at the same time, living outside the bubble. People like me are made. We're created by our environment. We're put under a great deal of pressure to see if our character can stand it, because only people of character can hold their composure. As we can see across the narrative, the world stage, which is largely derived in the United States. If you ever get the opportunity to travel outside the United States, you will see what a contrived reality the USA is. I grew up on shows like The Muppet Show, and I love the theme song to The Muppet Show. It's time to set the music. It's time to da da da. Just go listen to it's a fun campy little song. And every time I see politics and every time I see them getting ready to do something, I'm like I hear that song rolling around in my head. So back in 2003, I went to college for information technology, IT. I and when my teacher came and asked, "What do you want to focus on? Do you want to go in AI? Do you want the direction of that? Do you want to go robotics?" I said, "I want to go help desk. I want to be the person that you can't fix the problem over the phone. You have to go to the system to fix the problem, because those jobs will never be obsolete. Maintenance will never go away. Having to fix people, like those are the things that matter. We're always going to need to eat food. Farming never going to go away. These are systems that are going to be hijacked. They're never going to go away. Other things, water, clean water. We don't need to wash clothes in drinking water. We're at the point we need to start thinking about this, because the people that are going underground, they want to take all the water with them. And all these data centers want they want to use our desire to connect with people outside of us, and they're gonna I think the data houses are that's my thing, is they want to go live underground, and they don't and they want all the amenities of us up here, you see. So I've been playing with AI Meta, while I hang out with my mom. And this morning, in the morning, my mind's really active. I'm fresh. I'm real chatty. I'm ready to go. And I oftentimes I have no place to go. And I get tired of doing the same hikes over and over in my head. So I'll just sit here and remember the hikes I went on and do 4 or 5 sets. I did 1,000 yesterday. I did 1,000 sets, or I did 1,000 repetitions of my 20-pound dumbbells. That's how I stay in shape. Ha! 1,000. I did 1,000 yesterday with my 20-pound dumbbells. 1,000. I did 3 sets of 111, and then I did one more for 1,000 sets. See, there's all kinds of what things that people can do when they're hanging out with their mom, or when they can't go out and do things that they're inspired to do. So I use my brain and I ask the sum of all parts questions, because that's all that computers are. They take what everybody else's know, they put it in a bowl, and then they come up with stuff like this. And then I share it with other people that don't have it. So asked it this morning. I said, what do they mean when they say central cast members and government? Because I know poli sci is acting class. They're just giving me supporting evidence to support my knowing of that. It comes back with, when you hear central cast members and government in the same breath, it's almost always shorthand from conspiracy spaces, not from actual casting office. What central casting really is? Central casting is real. It's a real thing. 100-year-old Hollywood agency in Burbank. It supplies background actors, extras for it's big in New Mexico too. What's up? Because of like stupid shows like Breaking Bad that gives permission to people, gives people permission to watch, and then they give themselves permission to see to become what they watch. So that didn't do New Mexico very much good. It just allowed the Epstein class to rule undetected with government aid from the state, from local governments for a very long time. We will never know the true story of that because there's too many people that will be terribly, terribly embarrassed. And so it will get buried. 934. Just came to mean someone who looks okay. It supplies background extras for movies and TV, and the phrase right out of central casting just became to mean someone who looks perfect for the role. That's all politicians are. They look good. They went to this school. This is their family. They're a bunch sorority and fraternities. They will sell their own mother to get the life that they want. And that's what my brother did. He sold us. I said, Jerry, please help me find a place to live, dude. COVID, this was 2020. I'm like, dude, you got so much power. You're the assistant chief counsel in the state of California. You've worked in the state system like 25 years. It would be a snap of the favor to hook up a place. And he's like, nah, mom's your problem. I'm going to help you by not helping you. If that is not the most narcissistic thing you ever heard. So I know how they are. And it's all of them. And the good ones that sit there like the good cops. You ever hear about the good cops? My whole life I've been hearing about the good cops. And I'm like, where are these good cops that they all talk about? Because there's so many fucking dirty ones. Slothful pig, fraternal order of butt stuff. How could the good ones let their buddies get away with being such shit stains on the fabric of society? But they just, it's loyalty. Whatever. This country's going down the toilet. America's ending. It doesn't matter what they put on the history books anymore, because it's all going to change. Because we're not a superpower. We just played one on TV. America played this big old, and you know what we did? We did invest in technology that was taken, not not people in America aren't that smart. I worked in universities. Trying to get anything done is like herding cats. Okay, what central casting why people pair it with the government? In online talk, especially after protests, shootings, or hearings, some commentators say the world is a show and all the political actors are literally that. I say it all the time. It's like my shtick. DC and Hollywood, they're extension of themselves. I think they might even be on the same latitude. Or maybe I know LA's the 30. No, I think wait, what is LA's the 35th parallel. What's DC parallel? DC parallels. Get it? I just made that connection. DC parallel, like latitude and longitude. Just like AC DC current, they put out the current in DC. They put out, and so does the media. Here's the current situation. Is it gonna thrill you or is it gonna kill you? Like, like, is it gonna put fear into you? Because fear just kills people earlier. The DC parallel. That is so funny. I never thought about. There's a lot of congruences between the narrative and electricity. I went to school for it when I was in the Air Force. I was an age mechanic. See, unremarkable people, they listen to me and they're like blah. All they hear is like the parrots on peanuts. Wah wah wah. You have to have a brain to hear me. And there's so many people that don't have a brain, so they don't hear me. DC lat and long. Yeah, it's close, plus or minus two. If we go, yeah, same parallel, same frequency, same idea. Get people to like Texas and New Mexico, we pump our own oil here. We produce our own fuel. So the fact that the gas is 440 in Taos just is more evidence that they instill fear in people, and then like real people like single moms and like little grandmas trying to raise their little grandkids and stuff like that because they it's just how life is. Like these people, they're just struggling to get by. They're trying just like I see it every day. I see it in on Facebook. All these women predominantly, they're hustling. They're trying to sell shit. They're trying to freaking make up for the big strong man in America failed to do. I had a realization this morning. I was listening to stuff and I said, "You know what?" I said, "I'm finishing the job that my dad was never man enough to do, or my brother." Because to be a man, from what I was always taught, it's like to take care in loving ways, taking care of your environment. That to me, and then to be go out and to be the protector, to make sure nothing out there comes in here and causes harm. That's what I was always given the impression. But that in itself is just a role that people play. Cuz it's really, and there's always exceptions to the rule because ain't nothing no 100%. There's always exceptions to the rule. So I further ask, why pair it with the government? Okay, the online talk, especially after protests, shootings, or hearings. Some commentators say the world is a show and all the political actors are literally that. Political actors from Central Casting, the Matt Kim podcast clip that went around in late 2025, but put it exactly that way. I've been saying it since 2017, so that's cute. Events are staged, not spontaneous. What is what they mean? Events are staged, not spontaneous. That people you see on the camera, witness protesters, victims. No, I think there's actually victims though. I don't think that those I don't know. I think that people really, because when I was on Crete, when we did Iraq for no reason in '03, when those Marines came back, they were men that killed people in real life. They were men that did terrible things because that's what men do in war. They get all worked up. They can't help themselves. It's just boys being boys and all that nasty shit. And they came back to Crete where they it was so weird because I saw these 550 Marines, right? And they're all go fight, kill these bunch of these little dudes. Marines aren't ginormous men, not the batch I saw. And they went off to bomb Baghdad on my birthday. I had my birthday off actually. I got to, I think I went and played tourist in Hanya, Crete. Anyway, I just can't take things seriously. I just can't. And so what up? When we bombed Crete, I saw the whole state. I have pictures of like the production. But back then they had people that were capable of flying planes and stuff like that. 2026 it's a different story cuz too many people played video games the last 20, 30 years, which has a place in its own world. Like, I mean, because of GTA, I can thank all the people that played Grand Theft Auto since 1997. I live in Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, I go outside, I hear everybody zoom, crash, boom, blah. You go down to Albuquerque, same thing. Zoom, crash, boom, bah. Shh. You know, we create reality with what we see and hear, and we get what we see with here with what we look out there. Pelosi acting class. There's no creditable. I didn't even make note of this. This is all stuff AI pulls out of the air. All of this is all etheric stuff. The no place space. I just summons it on the page, yeah. So evidently she had an acting set. Because my brother, he wanted to be an actor. He was in like those Dare movies. That's what they do. They recruit them in those old it like because PBS had a local KIXE, I think it was in Reading. I went to the grand opening of the place with Tom Carl. And then they see they have gate, so they find out who's gonna be the do-gooders and who the woosters are. I was a wooster. I'm the psychic intuitive. I'm the weirdo. I'll stand next to somebody and be like, I taste sardines. And they're like, I had sardines for lunch. I'm that. I'm like a Sloan Bella, just not near as pretty. She helped me be okay with being me when the rest of the world wouldn't. She helped because I'm telling myself I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, while the world's like, you're not okay. What's wrong with you? You got problems, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm a good person. I don't hurt nobody. I just, I know I could feel when people hurt people. I could feel when people hurt people because I've been around people that hurt people my whole life. I came from Freemasons, Eastern Stars. My grandpa used to play strip poker with me when I was a 2-year-old girl, and I didn't know that there was nothing wrong with that until I got old. People do what they want. They don't think in terms of like relation. They're so disconnected. They don't have a heart. They don't have a soul. There's beings running, and these confuse people because these give everybody the permission to put the definition of human being because humans have opposable thumbs, right? We have opposable thumbs. But not every being has a soul on this planet. There's so much evil in this world, and I've been touched by so much of it. And I tell people the story of how I've been touched, and then, like, don't go to the places that I went because this might happen. Don't do what I did ever. Don't enlist because you might end up like me. Don't ever let anybody you love enlist in the military because they could end up like me. And I know that in like I was saying about the part my time on Crete when we bombed Iraq for no reason except that some military intelligence said military intelligence is an oxymoron like national security and election integrity. They're all nonsense. They're all just things men say. It's so weird that America still buys into it so much. I keep seeing how people are gonna, they're all geared up for the biggest pride fest in all like the 4th of July. The 4th of July, that's all it is pride in country, pride in nation. I'm so sorry for my service. I'm the sorry for my service airmen. I saw what those dudes what like you they were so shell shocked. Do you know what shell shocked is? Do people see people they don't go in these situations cuz they read about war. They read about war in books and see it on TV, and I was actually at the premise. I didn't see us bomb Baghdad. It wasn't that. It was I we were the main hub where everybody came and then launched. The B1s were there and did their thing, and I gave a pilot a ride, got to go up into a cockpit. And then later I watched a video in the shop with the B1 pilot shooting civilians. And that's the inner office email you get in the military. I have reverence for life. It has taken me decades to find reverence for life, and when it's just it breaks my heart every time I go out and I just see people racing around and just looking to exit. Just they just cuz life ain't fun on earth in 2026. It's not a fun place to be. It's not fun for me. I make fun, but it's not fun for me. You see people that were 5 years younger than me dying that did 20 years in the military? I just learned a long time ago you don't get attached. You enjoy people while you have their company. And if you like who you are when you're around certain people, try and be around those people some more. I will be back because I like who I am when I am with you. So I know what war does to people. I'm the direct product of seeing thou shalt not kill. It makes my heart happy to see more people having reverence for life. I see them. I see them out there. They do. They have reverence for life. They have people are helping animals more. See, because my generation, Gen X, I guess it's called. I don't track that shit. I just use it so other people I could fit in to Earthlings. Let's go back to the central, and then I'll talk about the TikTok. I'll talk about the TikTok. I'll have the TikTok next, the talk about ticks, because that's what people are talking about. Okay, so if you're collecting what believers point as to be evidence, it usually is coincidence photos, decontextualized casting calls, editing videos. None of these holds up basic verification, which is why investigators in court records keep pointing back to real people with real histories rather than the cat. Okay, that's dumb. I didn't ask for that part. All right. It's paired with the government because the president has used it in speeches in several occasions. You're right. That's a big part of why the phrase stuck. Biff has used central casting in public on the record for years. He usually says it when he's talking about government picks. It's not a one-off. A few documented times how he actually uses it. February 2017. The governs about Mike Pence. Governors about Mike Pence. He has been so wonderful to work with. He's a real talent, a real guy, and he is a and he is central casting. Do we agree? Central casting. 2017 is the year that that guy became a Zionist at per his daughter's request, per the request of her daughters. Per actually it was a combination between his sweet daughter and I'm always careful, except when I'm not. So uh yeah, that's when he became, because his astrological placements. I have so much in common with this guy that I don't like to admit it. I'm gonna admit it right here, right there. This is how I could see the parts of him that I don't like, because I have them in me. So here we go. I got 29 degrees Gemini 12th house Saturn. That's a lot. And 23 degrees Mars and chilling in the same house. Conjunct, right? So, I see that guy, and I have gone along with being a parts of war because I had the goal of a college education, and that was the byproduct. I wanted a college education, so I signed up in 2000. And then as a result, I was on Offutt Air Force Base. I flipped off George Bush on 9/11 when he taxied by. And then I went to Crete when we did Iraq for no reason, which started the 20-year nonsense until we finished with the nonsense of getting out of Afghanistan, which was a total cluster because the Central cast members aren't what they used to be. Like America is a lesser version of what it was when I was militant Marge. Between 2000 and 2006, I was a central cast member. I just don't want to be a part of freaking killing people in places we have no business. So as soon as I got wind of what America really is, I mean, and I still want awards. I was talking shit about America while being a part of the U and an out gay chick bringing my girl with me to shop parties. Yeah, when they threaten people with, getting out, that whole Obama. Who likes that guy? Dude, that's what I like. The last stink in America's stink pot was when Katrina happened. I will never, ever forget. Ever forget. Ever. Katrina happened 2005. He became president, I guess. I don't know. I was at work. I was busy and going to college at the same time, getting 2 degrees at once because I was on a time crunch because I wanted to be done with my bachelor's before my enlistment was done. And I had zero college credit. I barely graduated high school. Barely. But I did. I walked. I was in the little ritual. And it doesn't even matter. Because there are people that have longer careers with me and they don't even got GEDs. Because so education don't even matter. What's up? So it's my time as a central cast member. We worked for it. We'd gather at the parade grounds on General's Row at Offutt Air Force Base and run our calisthenics. We'd run by signs at Offutt Air Force at the field house at the gym. That's where they modified the Enola Gay to drop the atom bomb. That's weird. So yeah, America's going down the toilet. 2026. It's been going down since people just blatantly just like attacked their own neighbors for not wanting to wear a mask. I still ain't never had COVID. I still ain't never put nothing up my nose like that. Like, why do people do that stuff like purposefully? Like, to go along and get along, and that's what we got. We got this guy that's in the White House that joined a club that sold America out, literally. Highest bidder, and the highest bidder will pay. So now, again, because America is just a hodgepodge of people from other places that overtook the people that were here. Yeah, that is I'm such a weird anomaly. Because mom, her blood has been around since like the 1400s. Here, we ended up back in Cuesta, New Mexico, where she was born after being adopted at birth. Have a better chance of being struck by lightning 1,400 times. My father, he's related to people, the colonists, the white. In art, I was taught that white is the absence of all color. There's no color, and white is where the spirit, or and color is where the spirit dances. You ever look at the sun through your eyes in the evening? You can see rainbows. That's the no place space. That's the place, the ethers. They say you can't see that with your eyes. If you're in tune, you can, because we're just an instrument and we're supposed to be an instrument of peace. Yet we create made up war because it makes old men all feel young and vigor, like that little blue pill that they all need to be men. It happens to all of them, evidently. And the ones that are still, like, what are they thinking about to be so enthralled for all those years? That the program is broke. $4 billion that could have been spent on like benefits for single people with kids, the people that really need help. They spent it on male enhancement drugs last year instead, that clearly didn't work. 4 billion. They just made money is a made up construct, but they just keep making the number bigger to serve them, while these single people, God, like the disenfranchised, nobody cares in 2026 about the disenfranchised. Like, unless, like, I keep saying, Mom, we're gonna do that today. I'm gonna go put the cooler in the car, and then next time we go out, I'll get ice, a couple cases of water, and that's something that we like to do when we're out driving around and we see pedestrians. We offer them water, because clean water is something that everybody should have a right to. But people in Taos, they'll put locks on their spigots so you don't get none. Because for some reason, they believe if you take something from them, that there will be less for themselves. It's fucking. It's any place. Every place in America's Taos. Every place is Salem. Every place is Sacramento. Every place is Omaha, Nebraska. Because there's people from all these places that live in these towns, and a town is only as good as they treat the person that's worse off than anybody else. And look at all these towns, they're locking homeless out. They're making it, I want to make a place where people can come, just a freaking slab on the ground with the roof over their head, and with a nice outdoor kitchen, a place they can do laundry, with all using rejuvenative resources, all by like capturing water and like a self-sustaining environment with electricity. And they can hang out, recharge, decide where they want to go next, do their laundry, wash, take showers, and cook a good meal. And if they can't cook, I'll cook for them. Because it's the division is getting grander, and I'm comfortable. Me and mom got everything we need, and we have everything we need because I grew up with it. with the notion that if I take care of her, God, creator of all things. I keep saying God. I need to stop that word. I don't like it because it's incestuous, convoluted words. Because there's too many gods, and you say God one word, and but they're believing a God Baal or a God Moloch or a God something else weird that I ain't into. I'm changing my words, and then my world will change. It's been always been like that for me. Me and mom, we're pretty happy. We're pretty we got those nose strips. I just took them off. I wore them all day yesterday, but mom kept hers on until morning. And then I looked over and she'd taken hers off when we'd gone to the bathroom. I don't know what happened, but she's getting ready to wake up. She's stirring around. She's because she got extra oxygen in her brain last night when she slept. She didn't snore as much. So I try things and I'm like, darn it, I wish I would have tried these things. But when time ain't real, there's no late. There is no tardy when time is divine. Yeah, he uses it all the time. So let's talk about the TikTok because that's what I talked about. The title today is TikTok in the title today. Because whenever hear obscure facts from like same same area but different realms, and it was two Virgos that I heard the same thing from, and it was about the ticks. Hear about the ticks yet? Am I going to be the first one to tell you about the ticks? I remember when the first tick scare happened. I lived in Omaha and I went morel hunting, mushroom hunting with some. I thought they were friends. I'm not a very good judge of character sometimes, and so went out with these people I knew and went morel hunting out at this guy's cabin, and I even put like my socks in my pants and stuff like that. Like I took precautions, and then I still ended up with ticks on me. I think I had 3 of them. I can't remember. But it's creepy. It's evasive. When you have something that is living a good life off of you, it's creepy. It's violating. It's all of these things, right? Parasitics like leeches, same kind of thing. But they also have good attributes leeches do. So, anyway, focus pocus. So I got these leech, and then after shortly after that was this big old Lyme disease came from and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get it like it instilled fear in me. And as I've got older, I figured out that's what the game is they want to instill fear in you because when you are fearful, that puts your body in a lower vibrational frequency measured on the Hawkins scale, measured by the Hawkins scale. And then when you stay low, then your cells morph. Instead of rejuvenating at night when you sleep a restful night's sleep, you're getting cancer and stuff like that because toxics are building up in your body from mind, what you see, what you think, what you eat, because your skin is your largest organ. Your skin is. And people put themselves in environments where they're getting smoke and toxins constantly. It's like your first lung is your skin. And people put themselves and make themselves sick. And when they don't feel good, they don't act right. When they don't act right, this is the world we live. I'm glad to see people coming into their. I've been talking. My body has changed several times. It's been several shapes in my life because I've been a different version of myself several times. Because after 7 years on a cellular basis, you're not what you were 7 years ago. And some people only live like 3. There's a movie that used to be on called the 7 Up series that they followed these people. This small group of kids in this class, and they start at 7, then they come back at 14, and then 21. What was the last one? I think it was maybe it was 63. I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to go back and look. I watched them all because once I started, I wanted to see how they ended up. And you could see how the people that had like that's how my brain works. Like I see people and I could see like spend 5 minutes with them and be around their behavior and I'm like in this if they keep acting like that. Now people always have the potential to change. They don't have to keep acting that way. But if they keep acting like that, this is how they're going to end up. Cuz when you live from ego, it ain't good. Ego is easing good orderly direction out. Is how I look at it. Just don't cause harm. I have no problem with talking shit. Like if people are or acting shitty, I'm gonna narrate their lives for them, and then they get mad at me for me narrating their lives. Me saying how they're behaving out loud, they get mad at me. It's a trip. Earth is a trip. It's not a globe spinning in space, unless everybody agrees that it's a globe spinning in space. If there's one person more that believes that the earth is flat, then that's probably how the shape of the earth is going to be. But we will never know. These are things that we will never know until we take our last breath and we go out into the no place space where all the data and information is held. Ethers are rainbow. They're all the colors. Black, all the colors of the rainbow. They're just the opposite of themselves. It's white. It's things that are all white. And some things can be brown, but be white on the inside. Like a almond joy, a little nutty too. I like those. I haven't had one of those in a long time. I think since I heard that Epstein, that was his favorite candy, I was like, you know what? I never need to eat an almond joy again. I can make my own version, but then it's not an almond joy. But that's okay. It's the same flavor. I don't eat it for the name, I eat it for the flavor. Mom, you like coconut too and almonds? Yeah? You waking up? You want the heater on? We got like it's a fall day in Taos. We got snow on the mountain. The mountain that I can see. Like, cuz we just chilling on the 35th parallel. And the sum of all parts here, our souls agree that this will be the weather today. See, that's why you got to be careful about where you live in the town because you have so many people that have conflict. They're conflicted inside. They have storms within themselves, straight up storms within themselves, and then they gather in groups, and then then we got tornadoes. There's a tornado down in Albuquerque the other day. There is no tornado alley. It's just wherever you are and there's a tornado is where tornado alley is. They put precedence on these things. They control us by saying, "Oh, there's four seasons." Well, I've lived in places there were four seasons. There was like two, bearable and unbearable. Reading, fucking that place gets so hot it's hell on earth. I had chicken pox. It was 117 degrees. That was the first time I wanted to die as a young girl. Like that life wasn't fun. Like I was so miserable. I was 7 years old. I would go lay in the pool or in the pool. I'd go lay in the bathtub to just escape from my body because I everything would itch and I couldn't. I just said, "Don't scratch, you'll get scars." And then I got scared. I have one scar here, there, and then I got scared that I would scar. I didn't want scars all over my face. I met a girl once in Al-Anon. She was a nice girl. I went to school with her. And then I saw her in Al Anon, but you're not supposed to mention at school that you saw each other at Al Anon. But she had burns on her face. I have so many of other people's stories like my own that I carry them with me. And she had her she was so nice and she was so sweet and you could still see part of her old face, but it was covered with her new face that was melted because her mom's boyfriend got mad at her and then threw accelerant on her and lit her on fire. And she still was a loving, kind soul. And so it's girls like her that give me strength to know that I don't have to turn evil. I can still have a kind heart. I can still have love in my heart because she did, and she had way worse happen to her than me. And later, as I got older, I was 15. I took a pot of boiling water and I dumped it on my leg because I wanted to know how she felt, the girl that got burned. Because I couldn't imagine how awful it would feel. And I didn't want her to feel alone in the awful. So that's what I did to go to where she was. I don't go to places like that anymore. I can go there in the soulful space. I can feel the pain because I felt the pain. That's why I want to make people feel better. Give them stickers and candy. Straight people like rainbows too. Anyway, mom's getting ready to get up. That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day. Peace.